Hello everybody, this is Levon, and today I'm going to talk about a few quick things. One is how to tune your chainsaw. Two is how to go through 17 tons of wood in 5 days. I give credit mainly to my father-in-law, which sadly is not here today. He's already gone. But that pile of wood that you see there, he split it with my hydraulic splitter. And that pile continued all the way to right there was the log splitter. And it just fell over. It was about a cord's worth of wood that fell over, and I picked it up and I loaded it in the back of my truck. So he split all of that. He split that mound behind there, which continues all the way around. He split all of this right here in the front. Let's not forget that stuff back there, which continues all the way. This is a 70-year-old man who did this. He picked up these logs, threw them in the wheelbarrow. I mainly pushed the wheelbarrow to the splitter. Like I said, the log splitter was right there. And all of that stuff he split as well. I went and I stacked it there so it hits the sun. This guy is a machine. And I'm 25 years younger than this guy, and holy smokes. So I wouldn't let him run the chainsaw because he has not got he doesn't have any experience running a chainsaw, and the last thing I'm going to do is put my father-in-law with a high-powered chainsaw on a huge pile of wood. So this stuff was, it was just a ton of wood. That was just a whole bunch of tree limbs, and huge pieces here. These are the trunks. So I left this for last. These were on the bottom. But, it was a month's worth of work we banged out in 5 days, minus this stuff. The stuff I didn't want him touching. So I just... he did all the stuff that was about maybe 18 to 25 inches in diameter. He was picking them up and splitting all that stuff on the wood splitter. And he did a great job, and I can't thank him enough. He's the best thing that ever happened in my relationship. Besides my wife, he's the best thing to happen to my relationship. He comes, he visits us. I love the guy. He's amazing. He's just really cool. 4-time Vietnam. He's gone. Just unbelievable guy, hands down. And I like the fact that he likes me as well. So, long story short, the chainsaw. There's a couple of guys on YouTube that taught me pretty much everything I need to know about tuning. You got an idle, you got a high jet, and a low jet, and they both kind of conflict with how to do it. So I just went with the middle road and basically I did both. So what they tell you to do is you gotta find out where your settings are when you first get a saw, so that way you know if it's being run hot, run cold, or flooded, too rich or too lean, I guess is the proper way to say it. So they tell you to screw everything in and, find out where you are. If your saw is running great, turn in your high and count how many times you're turning your rotations and find out where it is, then put it back. Same thing with the low, same thing with your tuning, your idle. So that's one way of doing it, and they tell you to do it in the order of idle, low, high. That's the order you're supposed to dial them in at. The other guy says something different. The other guy says while you're cutting in your log is where you dial in your high jet, so that you want it to move wood, and at the same time, since it's under a load, you're not really going to be running it at such a high RPM where you'll blow your saw. So again, I took both roads. I dialed in my low, I dialed in my high, and my idle might be a little bit on the low side, which I'm okay with. So I'm totally fine with that. Anyways, I just sharpened it with an Oregon 12-volt electric chainsaw sharpener, and it's basically a little handheld Dremel, which I've had for about 10 years. I had it in LA, and I don't know why the hell I bought it. I bought it from Lowe's. I had a chainsaw, but I never sharpened the chain. I just would always buy a new one if it ever got dull or whatnot. So I've learned how to sharpen, and I was doing it by hand with the file, and I wasn't getting the results I wanted. So I said, what the hell? Well, the worst that can happen is I end up with a new chain. So I did it, and this thing is a 180-degree difference. I mean, it chews wood like there's no tomorrow. So I just sharpened it, and I'm ready to go. And this is the toughest stuff I got right here. It's resting on it. It's pretty hardwood, I guess. I don't even know what it is. I think it's maple. But all I know is it's going to chew right through it. I got a small one that I'm sitting on as well, and a really small one over there. And here comes my pop-up. Hey, where you going? This little guy's my best friend right there. He's going to go hang out in the shade. He likes to lie down right there. So, anyways, back to what I was saying. So I had the 17 tons of wood delivered, and the guy who brought it was a guy from the Swamp Loggers show, Mr. Peel, Mike Peel. And I recognized him and said, hey, I know this guy. I used to watch your show years ago. Before kids, I guess. Wonderful guy, had a pizza, had some soda, dropped off the wood and took off. I'm definitely going to get more from the guy. He's going to be my go-to guy when it comes to getting the wood. So, and my father-in-law, I'm thinking of upgrading everything, getting a serious wood splitter, something that at least split 4 ways. I got one of those little 5-ton electric. I say that, but the thing is amazing. It split everything so far, and it says up to, like, I don't know, small diameter, like 8 to 12 inches in diameter, and we've been splitting everything from, this huge stuff we've been putting on it, and the blade is only about that big compared to the whole stump, and it just puts a split right down the middle. So, there have been times where it just, and then it just, backs up because it just can't do it. So, but otherwise, I just cut them in half like I'm doing with these guys, so I could just throw it on it and make splitting a lot easier. But, so let me see if I can get some video of me doing this. I'll be lucky. So far, battery died on me, all this other crap. So, I think I've covered everything. The guy who dropped it off was on the Swamp Logger show, which was really cool. The chainsaw sharpening, how to do it. With that little Oregon, buy it. Even if the pros say hand sharpening, blah, blah, blah. The pros have been doing it for many, many years. I haven't. And the fact that I was able to sharpen my blade right away with that thing, I would rather sharpen it 10 times with that machine and get a new blade versus get 20 sharpenings, hand sharpening. And then it's tedious. You sit there for a freaking half hour, 45 minutes to do them. So this thing is like zip, 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 zip. And it's like a hot butter knife. It's just amazing. So I'll try to give you an example of what I'm talking about. So stay tuned. It's going to get loud. Let me try to get you guys in frame. Oh, screw that. I'm not moving this. And do it. All right. There we go. Let's see. Is it warm? It's probably cold. What I used to measure. That's the tough stuff. That stuff's a breeze to cut through. Ay, caramba. Anyways, so you get the idea. We'll cut through this stuff and show you how easy it is. You still there with me? I'll be darned, you still are. Alright, this stuff should just go right through like butter. Very happy and very pleased. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, guys. If you guys like the stuff, subscribe to my channel. There'll be a lot more coming. I'm thinking of actually upgrading everything and making a business out of this. Just having a bunch of wood processed and sell it to who needs it. Yep. Any questions or comments, leave them below. Got work to do. Bye. I finally got the video. Yalla, bye.